Welcome, my name is Ricky, and this is Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Like previous weeks, I'm going to play the game a little bit, and I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to be playing Classic Mode and not Story Mode today. Yes, I did skip Tony Hawk's Underground, and I also don't own Underground 2, but a lot of that will make sense. Okay, so we are starting out in Minneapolis. Jerk. Wow, I missed that. Okay, hang on. Starting on Minneapolis. So Classic Mode is just like the first three Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, where you play the game 2 minutes to do as many goals as possible. Thing they got rid of in... There we go. Thing they got rid of in Tony Hawk 4 was the overall time limit. And to be honest with you, it is the best, the absolute, unequivocally the best mode in Wasteland. Now, I have played Minneapolis recently in sort of getting a feel for the game. Hang on a second. Okay, so if you thought, man, Tony Hawk looked really fat, it's because for some reason, even though I had set the game screen mode to widescreen, it had decided it did not want to actually be in widescreen. So we'll play a little bit of this. We'll switch when we can switch to the next level. We'll switch to the next level. You know, just like normal. Now, if you really want to see Tony Hawk's Underground, and you happen to be watching this on the day it comes out, which is incredibly unlikely, I'm actually going to be doing a full playthrough of Tony Hawk's Underground. I don't own Underground 2, so if I choose to buy Underground 2, we might do that as well. That actually might be fun, since I've never played it before. And that's going to start, well, tomorrow, but odds are, if you're watching this, it's already started. Okay, let's see how I did. High score complete, high combo complete, collect combo, grab, but not enough, crucially, to move on. I'm only jumping over that barrier. I don't actually know where I can't remember where all the barriers are. Despite the fact that I've done all the goals except get the secret tape in this level in preparation for making this video. But I didn't save my game, mostly due to the fact that I have a small GameCube memory card. I have the standard GameCube memory card. And, okay, somehow I actually do remember where they all are. So there you go. Here we go. We're going to spine transfer over this. Okay, so that is where I need to jump, but I need to do that. Still an impossible. I need to do a hard flip over it, and that is still an impossible. And I need to do a hard flip. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just gonna skate around a bit, see if I can't get that. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. This game was highly anticipated by me because, well, it was the next game in the Tony Hawk series, but crucially, I hadn't played Underground or Underground. No, I'd played Underground. I hadn't played Underground 2 at this point. Obviously, still haven't played Underground 2, but it was interesting to me because they were promising one big major change, and that was it. No load screens, which is great, but they're still loading sections. They're just tunnels. You know, like how Metroid Prime uses elevators to do loading, and also doorways to do loading. They just added the loading into tunnels. And the game constantly, when you're playing the main thing, reads from the disc. Constantly. To the point where it sounds like my Wii is going to, blow up a little bit. Can I move on to the next one now? Yes, I can move on to the next level now. There we go. Okay, so, crucially, and just land. Just land, thank you. Complete the combo and just land. All of the classic mode levels, which is the best mode in this game, period. It's not even close. Because the story mode is just, ugh. When I first played it, I have not played all the way through the story mode recently. But I have a distinct memory of just not really caring at all about the story mode and thinking it was just kind of whatever. You know, it wasn't inherently bad, it just wasn't good. But I'll tell you, in retrospect, what was wrong with this mode. It's real simple. You can't play as a girl. In Tony Hawk's Underground, and we'll get there, they have a fully voiced female playable main character. And then, of course, in Tony Hawk's Underground 2, you play as the same character you played as in Tony Hawk's Underground, although I don't know how that works. But it's supposed to be the same person. It's supposed to be the same character. Again, I don't really know if... I'm not sure I'm going to get all the stuff in this. Woo, I'm just going to skate. And but I find that incredibly odd that they were like, you know what we don't need? Nah, we don't need a female voice skater. Only guys skate. Which is ridiculous. I know I'm playing as Tony Hawk, but I'm playing as Tony Hawk because it's just easier. He's the first character. And I know a lot of his moves. Did I get enough to... I did! Okay, so we're moving on to the next level already. You know what? No, we'll do that one again. We'll do that one again. Okay, so we're going to do this level one more time just because I want to. Like, S is like way back here. It's in a weird spot. Yeah, see, there's S. I don't know why they put S right here. Because it's nowhere near the start of the level. You can get to K first from the start of the level easier. I don't know. So... one of the things that I really realized about these games is that they really kind of just nailed the skating by the time Tony Hawk 3 came around, and actually before that. Like, the actual skating, feel of the skating has not changed at all, since the 90s. I mean, they've added new things, sure, and I think that's fair. I'm not sure what just happened there, but I think that might be a new thing for Wasteland. But it could have happened in Thug 2, where I sort of just followed the path instead of doing what I wanted to do. Still, what? Hang on. Yeah, no, I just can't. The game, for some reason, wants me to follow the path, and it's not letting me get A. It's really frustrating. So I'm just going to go for the 6 score, which is 200,000. Honestly, if you've played one Tony Hawk game, you kind of played them all. In terms of, like, skating, like... And, to be clear, I do not think they could have actually made the skating better. Oh, crud. That would have put me into 200,000, too. Ah! Alright, fine. Okay, so I didn't get any new goals. I think that might be why I have a problem with Wasteland more than anything else, is that, aside from just the dumb story, my distinct memory of the dumb story, maybe it's not stupid, but in my mind it's stupid, is that the game doesn't really do much for the skating, and I don't think it should. So there's going to be some people who might disagree with me on that, but I don't think the game should be doing much to change the skating. I don't understand realism. You know, this like... Whoops. I'm not going to be able to hold on to that. We'll get combo some other time. We may have to go back up there because I missed A. Or K, rather. I think this is from the first Tony Hawk game, but it might be from the second one. I don't remember. Mostly because I haven't played either Tony Hawk game. Any sort of long period of time. I have, obviously, I did play one of the first two Tony Hawk games. I talked about it. But I cannot, for the life of me, remember which one I played. Just simply because I played it on my friend's console and not my console. Ah, I almost had it. Woo! That was awesome. Totally didn't mean to do that. I don't remember where E is, so... I was going to hope the combo to get to E. That's okay. I got one goal. I don't know. Look, Wasteland just, for me, in retrospect, I don't feel like it added enough to the game to make it really warrant existing. Because, again, the only thing they ever were bragging about, and it might be true. What the heck was that? Yay! I mean, it does have the voice of Susie Carmichael as one of the main characters in the game. And your skater, I think, is voiced by the guy who voices Jaden. Voices the human male Jaden in Jedi Academy. So both of those things are pluses. But every other character in the 5 minutes that I played in the lead up to actually getting to record this, just to sort of refresh my memory a little bit on everything that happened in there, was so insufferable that I quite literally was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right, this is not very good. I'm supposed to smash directories. I'm not sure where they all are. It's been so long since I have played the classic mode in here. And the reason I was able to fly through the first 2 levels was truly because I'd already played them. So that's 3 directories. And I completed Skate. And if you come down here, and you go through the parking lot, oh look, you just get put back at the beginning of the level. Admittedly, this is probably better with the revert, because the revert was the best thing to ever happen to the game, and truly the last time the game really feels like they made a real change in the game, which was a long time before this game. Look, it's not to knock this game. It's not a bad game at all. There's a reason why people feel like this was the beginning of the end for the Tony Hawk series, and it's because it kinda was. There wasn't much else to add to the games at this point, and so we got dumb games like Ride, where you had to have a separate controller, and it was like, you're really skating! Because they just couldn't think of anything else to do. They got rid of the load zones, and that was sort of it. I mean, the models look better, although I still don't understand why literally none, and I mean none, of the games released around in the early 2000s. I don't know why any of these games have this thing against anti-aliasing, but how much better would this game look if I had one of those HDMI anti-aliasing things? Probably not a lot better. The game does look better than the older games did. Like, unlike Tony Hawk 4, which did absolutely nothing to make the game look better, this game does look substantially better than, like, 4 and Underground. But I, again, didn't play Underground 2. Don't know how much effort they put into making the game look better. But looks aren't everything. Although, based on modern game journalists, you would think that looks were the only thing that mattered, and gameplay was irrelevant. Because I can't tell you how many times I've seen people be like, gameplay's kind of okay, but it looks great, so 10 out of 10. So now I have a vague idea of what we're going to go for this time, which is combos / high scores, but also we're going to kickflip over some stairs, which are this way. I can definitely see how this would have worked in an older Tony Hawk game, because there aren't a lot of, since the revert didn't exist. That's what I was supposed to do. Apparently I did not complete it. Oh, there's the secret tape. 100% properly. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Just because there's lots of, like, lines in this, you know, in terms of, like, it being designed for the older Tony Hawk games. There's just so many lines in it. And that's really hard to stretch out across. There's no real half pipes in this whole thing. No! Stupid me. That was me. That was all me. You know, I don't know. Look, I don't have a lot to say about American Wasteland, and I realized that long before I started making this video, where I was like, there's not going to be a lot for me to say here. And it's not Wasteland's fault entirely. Part of it is the fatigue of the series. The series had reached a point where it was starting to feel stale, just a little bit at least. Oh, hey, look at that. I can hold my combo through it. Well, that would have done nothing anyway, but let's just see how long I can go with this. There we go. Okay, so we are going to do one run in Chicago, which is not the same Chicago level as we did in Tony Hawk 4. That's a different Chicago level from a different game. This is from one of the early Tony Hawk games. I also... Isn't this in... Oh, hey, look at that. I got the secret tape. Isn't this in Tony Hawk 3 as a hidden level? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm thinking of a different level that's similar to it. Okay, fine. The wall ride was a decent invention in what? Tony Hawk 3? Or Tony Hawk 4, I mean. So, okay, fine. I'll give them that much. Also, this place sounds weird. I know it's... This place sounds weird. And it is this place. I did pause it and the sound went away, so it's not actually happening in my room. It's not my end, that's for sure. That wasn't enough for a pro combo, though? Come on. I want to do a 900. Come on. Thank you. Oh. It stopped making that noise. And started it again. Wow. Okay, so, like, this level is way easier than any of the other levels. Probably because of its size. It's really small, so it's hard to put stuff in here. I mean, look, here, you can do this in the game too. Watch. Oh, look, I can hit people with my board. Yeah, that's awesome. So that was Wasteland, the last of the classic games in the Tony Hawk series. It all went downhill after this, but you know what? Whatever. This has been Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.